afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Jackie for having the vision and putting this together, because I think it's amazing.
Yes.
And I think I heard somebody else say that authors never get the chance to really tell their story.
Nope.
I mean, we have a book, everybody got a story inside of them, right? But it's not often that we get a chance to tell the why behind our story. So I started this crusade, and I played some music called Miss B the Money Lady, Miss B the Money Lady, because that's the name that the Lord gave me in 2014 when I decided to rebrand and reposition myself. I've been in the real estate industry for 30 years. I started selling real estate when I was 23 years old. While I was in college, I got a real estate license. So my last year of college, I did school and sold real estate at the same time. So literally, guys, I have been in the real estate business for 30 years. But I tell you that because all the time that I have been in, well, let me back up. When I was in school, I went to a majority white school. I went to a majority black high school. So imagine when you come from a black high school and you go to a white school, you feel alienated. You feel like you're not even seen. You're not even there, basically. And I felt like that a lot of times in my, college years. And I think that's what kind of shaped why I decided to serve the black community. So immediately when I got out of college, I came right back to the community where I lived, which is Oak Cliff, Texas.
Come on.
Anybody in here from Oak Cliff, Texas? From the hood to doing good? Okay. Well, I came back to Oak Cliff because I wanted to serve my community, because I saw the discrimination, I saw the disparity, I saw the alienation, I saw the discrimination, I saw my white counterparts getting jobs at TI and all these different places, and then I saw us struggling to get a customer service job at the bank.
Come on.
So I saw all of that, and so I think what I know to be true 30 years later is that I'm here for a reason. And every time I try to quit, the Lord said, not yet. It's not time yet. So what happened to me in 1995 after I started selling real estate, I got married at 25 years old, and I've been married for 38 years. That was my husband that came in here, my trusty husband that always tells me what I need to do when I need to do it. Okay?
That's awesome.
And if I'm not doing it right, he gonna let me know I'm not doing it right. So when we got married, basically, I had just graduated from college. He had just graduated from college, and so we started our family. I'm selling real estate, right? And real estate, for those of you that don't know, is a commission-based job, right? So you get paid only when you sell something. And he's like, okay. And he had just gotten his job at the fire department, and every 2 weeks he was getting paid. And he would say, well, where your check at? And I said, well, it's coming. I done sold a house and it's coming. He said, look here. He said, either you gonna get a job or you gonna get out of here. And I said, hold up, because I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. The Lord put us together, and I ain't going nowhere, right? So he said, well, you're gonna have to get you a job. That's how I got into the lending space, y'all. My husband made me get a job, and I said, well, I love real estate. I love real estate. I love helping people. I could literally take somebody and find them a house. I mean, they would tell me what they wanted. I could go and do it. I was good, and I was rookie of the year when I was with Century 21. I loved it. I did not want to leave it, but I had to be obedient to my husband, too, and my family, right? And so I did. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go work for the bank. So I got a job at the bank, literally no experience. Again, I went from real estate sales to the bank, had no experience. It was a lady that was looking for salespeople, and they were training people in the mortgage industry, right? And so when I came in, she said, I was looking for you. She said, and they called us green peas. They were looking for people that didn't know anything about mortgage so they could train you from the beginning to the end learned everything there was about mortgage. I didn't know about mortgage. Even though I had majored in real estate and finance, I still didn't know anything about mortgage. So literally walked in, she trained us on mortgage. A friend of mine, I'm still friends with her 30 years later, she lives in Atlanta. Both of us trained us. I learned mortgage and real estate and financial services from the very beginning. That's how I got into the mortgage business. Since then, again, went on to work for the bank, the major banks, Nations Bank, Chase, Wells Fargo, you name it. What I saw and experienced again was the discrimination. And I was the one that would have to tell my people, I couldn't do a loan for you. Either it was because of their credit, they didn't have enough money, it was the house that was falling down, it was something that was causing them not to get access to capital. So I said, okay, I gotta fix this. So one day, and I say it was the Lord just, again, moving you forward. How many of you know when it's time to move you forward, He'll move you forward? I remember one day, I was working at the Bank of America there on Zane in Oak Cliff. One Friday, I walked in the bank, and they had the security people in there. And I'm thinking, why is the security people here in the bank? And when I think back about it, I had been complaining. I had been complaining and praying to the Lord, I need to make more money. I'm over here selling all these houses or doing these loans. I'm not making but $2,000 a month. I had 2 small daughters at the time, and I was complaining. And so I remember that day I walked into the bank, and they had the security people in there. I walked in, I told my manager, I said, and I had trained him on doing mortgages. I said, what's going on? And they said, well, today your last day. And if I tell you, peace came over me.
Yes.
Peace came over me. I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. For one, I knew I hadn't done anything. And I knew in the bottom of my spirit that was the Lord moving me forward. Literally, y'all, I went to the back of the room where my little desk was, packed up my little stuff. Matter of fact, they pack up your stuff for you. I packed out my little box. I walked right on out of that bank. That was on a Friday. And just so happened, when I worked for Nations, they used to make us go to a lot of networking events, right? So I went to a networking event, had just met a guy, his name was Abdul. He gave me his card, and he said, hey, if you ever need a job, let me know. Why, when I get home, I called him. He said, Bailey, come on over here. Monday morning, I had another job at a mortgage brokerage company. That was Friday. Monday morning, I'm at another job as a manager of a mortgage brokerage company. I said, okay, God, if I tell y'all that changed my life, because I learned how to invest in real estate. I learned how to, because I had to put the 2 worlds together, the real estate sales, I had to put together the financing, I had to learn how to do investing. Then I started building homes, I started doing rehab, and so I learned how to do all of that. So I opened up my own company, worked for that company, Crestview Mortgage, opened up my own company. It was called Creative Mortgage. And we were known for doing creative loans. So when I wrote this first book, it's called Creative Ways to Finance Real Estate with Little to No Money Down. I know how to do that. I know how to help someone get access to capital, fund their dreams, and help them buy real estate with little to no money down. Why? Because I know how to do the real estate, and I know how to do the financing, and I know how to put the 2 together to make it work. So I wrote this book to teach us how to do it. Okay, how to own real estate and how to build wealth. So that's how this book came about. And then as I went on in my journey, as far as helping people trying to understand how to access capital, and again, I'm working with us. The thing that I'm very passionate about is helping my community. And I prayed and I asked the Lord one day, I said, Lord, I really want to impact more people. I'm here in my community and I want to help them, but we don't listen sometimes, and we don't want to pay. We want something for free. We want it for nothing. We want you to give it to you. We want to hook up. I'm like, you got to pay, but you'll go to North Dallas and pay the white man every do that? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So I began to pray and ask the Lord to expand my territory. I said, I don't want to just be confined to my community. So I stopped thinking that money was black and understood that it's green. Okay? And it don't matter who you are, what color you are, you can be blue. Green is money, okay? And if you provide a service for someone, you can get the green. And the more service you provide to people, the more money you're gonna make. You do what you're supposed to do, and then you're gonna make money. So that's when I learned about investing and helping business owners get access to capital. So I wrote this book, and it's called Business Owners, Cash Flow for Business Owners, because if you're a business owner and you're in business, you gotta have cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, and you have to have it outside of your existing business, because if something happened like COVID, everything shut down and that's all you got, guess what? You're out of business. So I wrote the book to teach people, if you're a business owner, how to create other revenue streams, okay? So that's how Cash Flow for Business Owners came about. So, as a business owner, and I'm gonna tell y'all about two more, and then I'm gonna sit down. But this is my latest book, because as a business owner, you need capital, right? You have to have money to make money. That's what they tell you. It's in all the books. It's in all. You can't do it without it, right? But what they don't tell you is that when you get the money, what do you need to do with it specifically? Do you just hire and get a bunch of employees and you get a bunch of overhead, you go, no. But what do? We do that. And then when all the employees are gone, when everybody's gone, then guess what? Who left paying back the money? The owner. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what happened to me. During COVID, I borrowed $300,000 from the SBA, okay? They gave me the money, I took it, my husband told me not to take it, and that's in the book, he told me not to take it. I did it anyway, because I was looking out for my employees. I said, now, I got employees, I got overhead. At the time, I had an office, I had stuff to pay for. And when the world shut down, I had no access to money. And I was either gonna sink or swim. Mm-hmm. And when they threw that lifeline out there, I took it. I mean, that's what a natural person would do. And they told us when we took that money, you're supposed to use it on your employees. You better not go out there and buy no real estate or do the stuff that I know I wish I had done now. But they said don't do it, so I didn't do it. I did exactly what they said do. And y'all, 3 weeks ago, and I told Jackie this, 3 weeks ago, I get a letter from SBA. Now, I've been paying on the loan all this time, okay? It's been 6 years now, I've been paying on the loan. Well, I couldn't pay for it last year. So now, they're calling me, want me to pay back. I borrowed $200, now I owe $300,000 back to the SBA. So I got to thinking one night after they sent me a letter, and said, okay, you gotta start paying this money back, and they're gonna garnish all of my accounts, and they're gonna get access to all my money if I don't pay them back. So I'm thinking, Lord, I ain't got no $300,000 to pay these people back. So I wrote this book. The Lord literally woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he gave me this book. And it says, I borrowed in good faith, payback is a motherfucker. It's a motherfucker. Because what I learned was, yes, you borrow, but you have to be strategic when you borrow. You have to know what to do with the money when you borrow. Now, what I should have done, now that I look back on it in hindsight, because I did what they told me to do, I paid all my employees, I paid my expenses, and it carried me, but what I should have done was purchase real estate. Had I purchased me a building, an apartment, or something like that was gonna consistently pay me, it would be no problem. I didn't do that. So I made a mistake. So I wrote this book, and I have a program called The Big Comeback. So now what I'm doing is I'm teaching individuals how to come back. If you borrow money, if your credit is in disrepair, whatever the situation is, and you wanna come back from it, then we're gonna come back together. So this book, I've already ordered it. It didn't come back this time, so I just have the cover of it, but it's on its way back. So I'm on a crusade. One, I believe in paying back my debts. I believe in paying what I owe, and I'm gonna owe no man. So my prayer, and I told Jackie this the other day, is that I'm not trying to, I just wanna pay what I owe. I wanna do what I'm supposed to do and owe no man. So I will do that, but guess what? I'm gonna help a whole lot of other people as I go through my journey. And I'm gonna share it, because you have to know. You have to know what to do when you borrow money. It's not free. You gotta be able to pay it back. And at some point, they're gonna call on you. So if you wanna know how to come back, come on with me. I'm gonna show you how to come on back. All right? The last thing I will say is, so in January of this year, you know, one thing I learned about being in business, and I've been a business owner for, like I said, over 30 years, you have to pivot. With whatever the times are, when things are happening, you have to pivot. So in January, Jackie, matter of fact, is my friend, she sent me a link to this AI consulting program. And so I clicked on the link, joined the program, and I became an AI consultant. So now I write programs, software, tools, that navigation tool that I shared with you guys. I write those software things to make it easier, faster, better. So this book I wrote is called AI Capital. I even changed the name of my mortgage company. It was Capital City Mortgage. Now it's AI Capital Lending, because everything I do now, I use AI to do it. So if somebody wants to get approved for a mortgage loan, they go on the site, in 5 minutes you're approved. Or it'll tell you what you need to do to get approved. So I've restructured my entire business based off of learning a new skill and a new trade, and it's called AI Capital Lending, and this teaches individuals how to get approved using AI. So that's my newest book. It'll be here next week, and I hope you guys will purchase one of them. It is on Amazon right now, and that's all I have.
That's good, thank you.